Ain't no such thing as civilized.
What is going on, Outlaws? Once again, Michael or Legacy Kill HD back with another Red Dead Redemption 2 video for you. And Rockstar Games just a few weeks ago unloaded on Red Dead Redemption 2 information, and thankfully now we have a better idea of what this game will actually be like. But even now, from the third trailer to the numerous images released and the multiple previews, details and information continues to emerge, and today we're going to discuss a lot of details that you may or may not have noticed. Additionally, we'll discuss some more in-depth details and latest news coming from a recent IGN podcast, as well as Take-Two Interactive's latest conference call in which they discussed this highly anticipated upcoming game. But before we get into all of that, as usual gang, if you have not heard, I am doing a giveaway for Red Dead Redemption 2. All you have to do is check the link in the description to enter and just be an active subscriber. But also make sure to get geared up for this upcoming Western by getting the popular Red Moon or Wanted shirt designs. If you're interested in getting these Red Dead themed t-shirts or any of the other designs, there will be a link in the description as well. Nonetheless, so the other day, IGN editor John Ryan, who did go to Rockstar Games and got a preview of the game, appeared on IGN's Unlocked podcast in which the subject of Red Dead Redemption 2 came up, and while not much was revealed that we didn't already know, he did provide more details on certain things. Like, he discussed how if Arthur Morgan is becoming a problem or causing a ruckus in town, the sheriff and deputy will approach you and try to de-escalate the situation. So the situation that was brought up was that Arthur Morgan may be in a saloon and he gets into an argument with an NPC, and guns may be drawn by the sheriff, and the deputy may come in and try to stop anything from going any further or any violence. So this is a big difference from Red Dead Redemption, and this is again just more details on how the AI has been improved, something that Rockstar Games has been working on for 6 years. Within Red Dead Redemption, it was pretty much if you start shooting, then you get a wanted level, and then the authorities try taking you down. But in Red Dead Redemption 2, the brand new interaction system, it at least appears if Arthur has an interaction or a conversation with an NPC that starts getting aggressive, the local authorities will try to stop violence from occurring. Now obviously if you ignore what the sheriff or deputy says, then yes, you're going to get some sort of wanted status, and the authorities will try taking you down. Now other than that, it was also revealed that NPCs will react to how you appear, so if you're filthy and have not cleaned up, some NPCs won't see you as a respectable man, and additionally if you ride around with a decaying animal, people will avoid you because they find you disgusting. But animals will also be drawn to the smell, which we've discussed before. Now, as far as I understand, it wasn't specified how we'll know NPCs don't like Arthur Morgan's actions or appearance, but it sounds like they either will ignore Arthur and or make remarks about him. This is just some speculation, but based on the trailer, we can see more civilized areas, so I have to believe the way NPCs react in one town may be different than another. It was also stated that everything on the character models of Arthur Morgan and all the other characters in the game is pre-rendered independently, meaning that Arthur Morgan's suspenders do not belong to his shirt or the rest of his outfit. And what this sets up for is something we've discussed before, and that is further customization of what we want to make Arthur Morgan look like. But the last detail that was shared was on hunting, and that to bring back more than one large animal like a bear after a hunt, you will have to break another horse, put the animal on it, and lead it back to town. Again, this just shows the attention to detail Rockstar Games has, and I do find this scenario very interesting. Anyway, our next piece of information is coming from Rockstar Games' parent company Take-Two Interactive, which had its latest conference call just the other day, and while not too much was said about Red Dead Redemption 2, they did mention that they were happy about the reaction to the preview articles and the new trailer. But they did give an interesting comment about PC, which suggests that eventually Red Dead Redemption 2 probably will be getting a PC release. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick saying, "I would observe that the PC platform has become a very, very important part of what we do, driven by digital distribution. While that wasn't the case for so-called console titles 10 years ago, it is the case now," and further adding, "We will make decisions about about what platforms to support based on our view of potential success. There have been some leaks in the past claiming a PC release will eventually happen, and comments like this certainly makes it seem that, like Grand Theft Auto 5 a number of months after the initial release of Red Dead Redemption 2, it will make its way to PC. But now, as I mentioned at the beginning, more hidden details from the third trailer and images continue to be found. One of the biggest finds comes from GTA Forums user Zach Starosu, who found that if you look closely at Edgar Ross in the latest trailer, you'll notice he has a badge that does not look like any of the badges that we've seen in the Red Dead universe, but it does look somewhat like the Pinkerton Detective Agency's badge. Now, this GTA Forum user also put out an interesting theory that I think makes sense, and it's that Rockstar is making a fictionalized version of the agency, and it will probably be called something else. His prediction is that Edgar Ross's agency is actually called the Cornwall Agency, and he bases that off the armored trains that we see Dutch's gang robbing, and the very interesting coat of arms that can be seen on the armored trains, and obviously within, I believe, the second trailer we already saw the Cornwall writing on the trains, which could be the Cornwall Agency. So this all makes sense, and I could see a private security force like a fictionalized Pinkerton Agency going after Dutch's gang for robbing the trains that the agency is supposed to be protecting. Now, also within that same image of Edgar Ross, if you look closely, we get our first look at the semi-automatic pistol, which Edgar Ross's boss is holding, and I have to say I find that interesting because in Red Dead Redemption, that is Dutch's choice of weapon, which makes me wonder if that's how Dutch actually acquires that weapon, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing. We've obviously already got a great look at the open world of Red Dead Redemption 2, but I think it's important to note many of the shots that we've been shown is from one single town, and that being Valentine. I'm going to put on the screen all the different views of the town from the trailers to the images, but I like the fact that we've only seen a small part of this open world. Also, one specific scene we see Dutch's gang robbing a bank, and this is actually some misdirection done by Rockstar Games because the next shot is a robbery in Valentine, while the previous shot may be of the big city that is on the leaked map, which says New Bordeaux, but obviously that is just a placeholder name. We don't know what it's actually going to be called, which I will note Rockstar Games is clearly trying to hide this big city for a reason. Other than just that, some of the other locations we have seen is obviously Blackwater returning from Red Dead Redemption, the Van Horn Trading Post, Annesburg, the Heartlands oil fields, and a few other locations. Again, from the leaked map, there appears to be many locations we have not seen, and I kind of hope it stays like that. So much of the world is still a mystery, and my personal hope is once we finally get to play the game in October, there will be a lot of unique places that we'll be able to uncover, like maybe a massive civilized city. Now, other than just that, we also have gotten our first look at gold guns, which further hints at weapon customization. We've seen already a few custom designs on Arthur's rifle or Dutch's revolvers, so this may be something we can pay for at the gunsmith to get made, which we saw in the town of Valentine. With being able to upgrade our weapons and maybe customize them with unique looks, this could be how we have more of a connection with our weapons that Rockstar stated that they were trying to do. Now, continuing on, there have been some other interesting hidden details you may have missed. One of the big ones is fishing, and in one of our new images you can actually see at the campsite a rack of fish. In the leak that came in February from trustedreview.com, which looks pretty darn accurate right now, it was mentioned that fishing would be a new gameplay feature. It was also stated that within that leak that fishing was in depth with a selection of baits and tackles available for purchase. You can even buy a can of worms. Based on some of the other details regarding wildlife and how certain animals will be in certain areas, it makes me wonder if, like Far Cry 5, there will be more valuable types of fish that we can find around the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, some more things within that leak which I feel should be brought up now since we now know a lot more about Red Dead Redemption 2 includes gambling, which we obviously got our first look at that within one of our recent images. The leak only really noted that that would be an in-game activity. We've already discussed how Deadeye will be back and upgraded in this game, but this leak also claimed that it would feature enhanced abilities including tracking bounties through fields and detecting which fish and animals are available nearby. So Rockstar didn't want to give details on some of the new aspects of Deadeye within the recent previews, but this more than likely is at least some of the new things that we'll be able to do within this gameplay feature. Something that was also mentioned within that trusted review leak was crafting, which was confirmed in the Italian preview of Red Dead Redemption 2, which we discussed just the other day. While the Italian preview didn't really say much about the feature, here other than the fact that we'll be able to exploit some of the resources we find as we travel, and that the crafting system is simple. The leak noted that plants and herbs can be gathered for crafting purposes, with a document listing including clamshell, ghost, night-scented, rat tail, and spider orchids. Either way, I don't want to spend the whole video going through that leak, but I highly recommend you guys check the video I did on it a while back, because it at least appears most of the information that was given is accurate. Anyway, gang, we discussed a lot of information today, and we still have much more to discuss, so make sure you are subscribed and have notifications on so you don't miss out on any Red Dead Redemption 2 content to come. But thank you for watching. Make sure to share your thoughts on everything we discussed in the comment section below, and also hit that like button if you did enjoy or found any informative value, and remember, Outlaws to the end.